Morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. Can I get a sound check from anybody just to understand that you can hear me? Fantastic.
Sound check. You're great, David.
Thank you, Mr. Tigray. Appreciative of being able to come on this call. Shout out to everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let me get the logo in. I want the logo in on this so you guys can see. I can see the Facebook popping off. I can see the Zoom going crazy. We're on Instagram. Like, we're surrounded by social media right now. And I just want to say that I'm truly honored and humbled to be able to come on and share a little bit of motivation for you guys. I don't know what background you come from, where you live, but I hope that this will resonate with you so that we can help for today, this beautiful Sunday today. We're based in London, UK right now. It is sunny here, okay? I may need the jumper, but it is sunny here. I want to welcome you all. Before we get going, guys, do you know anybody that is in a position right now that they're not quite happy, or they just need a little bit of a boost, or they need an arm around them, or they need something just to fire them up? We're on Facebook right now. Go and tag them in. Do a duty for yourself to go and find somebody on Facebook. Say, hey, I want you to have a little bit of inspiration today. Tag them in on this video right now, because we're going to share some information with you that I'm hoping will be able to just give them a little extra percentage that might change things for them today. And past that, they might even pass that goodwill on as well. For those of you that don't know, my name is David Hunt. I am truly honored to be on this call. I'm 37 years old. I'm based just outside of London in the UK. And it is actually coming up to the afternoon here, but this is the morning inspiration call. I mean, if any of you have seen any of the other calls, I'm really honored to be on. I mean, if you've seen Michael Jecks, if you've seen Jonathan Green, if you've seen Spencer Iverson, all these types of people, I mean, what the company and iBoomerang are creating here is like the Avengers. We've got Tigray, we've got Mark Kivkar, and everybody behind the scenes, all created by one gentleman who I class the Messiah is Mr. Holton Bugs. And my role today is just to try and give you something that will take you off today to have a little bit of positivity. We're spoiled. We've been in this company now for just over a year. We have our own clothing. Okay, we have our own TV show. And yet what we've done in the first 12 months is totally and utterly changing so many people's lives in so many different ways. Now, I want to share with you a story on my background, just so you know the DNA that I have. I have been a professional soccer player or footballer for 16 years. I retired at the age of 31, okay? I was scouted for a club at 8 years old, and I stayed there until I kept playing football until I was 31 years old. So I've been brought up in an environment which is totally different. And if any of you know Rod Smith, I mean, if you think that my story is good, hear Rod Smith's. You hear what this guy has done. And I can resonate with these types of people because I've been brought up, the DNA for success and change in any walk of life is similar to the one that I've been on. I want to just share with you a story of my mindset, okay? I want you to understand where my mindset is. Last September, me and all of my family, we went and had a picnic at a park, okay? Went to the picnic at the park because my dad was turning 70 years old. So we're all there and we have one of those frisbees. You know these frisbees that can go for miles, aerobees they're called. So me and my brother-in-law, we're throwing this frisbee, we're nearly hitting people's heads off and we're getting further and further away. We're testing each other out. And next thing, he throws this frisbee and it goes in the trees. And there's loads of trees behind. It gets stuck in the tree, okay? And there's people below the tree and I'm looking at the tree and I'm like, damn, man, it was only like $15, $20. And this frisbee, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I need to get this frisbee down. And so I'm looking at it and I'm very aware and understanding that if this frisbee is so far at the top that I can't even reach it, I'm not silly. I understand if it's achievable or not, okay? And you guys might see where I'm going with this. And I looked at this frisbee, it's stuck in the tree, and I'm like, I can get that down. So I went over to the picnic area. All my family was still over there. And I went and got my daughter's tennis racket, which was a big mistake. She loves tennis. I start walking with the tennis racket. She's saying, where are you going with the tennis racket? I couldn't use the tennis racket to get this down. So I look around, I find this log about this big, and there's people lying around. I say, please, excuse me, I'm gonna get the frisbee down. So I start throwing this log up, skimming it, getting close. All of a sudden, the log breaks and it goes into like this small piece. And I start throwing it, okay? And I start trying to hit this frisbee. And all of a sudden, I realize that I'm not actually as good as throwing a piece of log to get this frisbee down. It's very high up. And family come over, people are now watching, my family are embarrassed. Well, anyway, fast forward 45 minutes later, I'm sweating, I'm dripping, I'm still throwing this stick, it's hitting logs, everybody's out the way now. Even some of my family members, because this was near the end of the meal, are starting to leave, okay? They're starting to say bye, my dad, my mum, all of the family. And we're that type of family where, you know, where there's people that aren't related to you, but we just class them as family, that's us. And so anyway, my brother-in-law's like, bro, don't worry, I'm just going to buy you a new one. And I said, no, I can get it. I know I can get it. And so I'm throwing this stick and eventually they're all making me feel bad. So I've got to go over to the mill and I'm looking back, I'm leaving this thing in the tree. And then I start looking around. When I'm looking around, I see these other people looking at the frisbee and I see them looking for logs. So I'm like, no, not on my watch. I run back, I get the logs again. I start throwing this thing again. And my family now, everybody's left. Even my partner who supports me, 16 years together. I've got 2 daughters as well, 12 and 9. They support me, but look, I'm getting the keys. I'm going in the car. I'm fed up with seeing this is you all over. But you know one thing? My partner knew I'd get it. And I'm throwing this thing and another 45 minutes goes past and eventually I hit the frisbee and it falls down. Okay. And the reason why I want to share this with you is because I took this frisbee, I took a screenshot, a selfie, and I sent it to my brother-in-law. And it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the frisbee. I'll tell you what it was about. It was from the age of 8 years old, I had learned that whatever you do in life, if you continuously do it and practice it, you can get better. Okay. Now, for some people, you can do it straight away. For others, it takes longer. But if you truly believe in yourself and you actually believe realistically you can achieve it. Now, do I think I can go out there and just fly? I'm not. I'm very realistic. I'm not going to jump off a cliff. But do I understand that I could potentially build wings or something so that I can float? Yes, for sure, if that's something I want to do and I believe it. And I want you guys to understand this because I know there's many people right now that are stuck. They're at a point in their life, and especially in this current climate with the coronavirus and everything, that they're stuck in their life where many people are the 95% where they always look at the negative side and they don't believe in themselves. And the top 5% in any industry, or the 5% that make it and have success, are the ones that do. But you know something else that helps? The environment you're in. Okay. I got in the car, my partner knew I was going to get the frisbee. When I was a footballer and we had games that were knife edge games and we knew we had to win, she knew that I would win that game. And then when I started to get involved in the industry that I'm in now, did she believe that we would get to the point that we're at now and where we're going to be in the next 5-10 years? Yeah, because I was around that environment. Even my mum, who left the party, she knew I would get it. She knew I would get it. And from the day of 8 years old, she was support, babe, you can do whatever you want to do. You want to be an astronaut? I will support you. If you genuinely believe you can do it, I will support you and I will help you to get there. And so my background of being a footballer, I was not the best footballer, far from it. And I want you guys to be able to learn from what I learned. I kicked the ball against the wall. I couldn't control it. I kicked it again. I couldn't control it. Many people say I still can't control it. I kicked it. And all of a sudden I started to realize that the more I kicked it, the more I start to understand, you don't control it this way. You control it that way. And I started to realize when I went and cooked meals and when I put in the spices in, it didn't taste that right. I try it this way next time and I try it again. And now it tastes the way I wanted it to. And it was the same in any industry. I don't know what background you have. I don't know what you do, but think about the first time you ever did it compared to now. And many people can do it with their eyes shut. And that's because of repetition. That's because of I started studying. And when I came out of the game of football, this is something I want you to understand. At 27 years old, I was told I was getting a 50% pay cut. And when I got that 50% pay cut, I had no money saved up. How many can relate that I was living from month to month? Whatever came in went out. No, my mum and my dad still work today. They've been brought up around what came in, what comes in goes out. So they've been never brought up around entrepreneurship, personal development, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, these types of mindsets. So I was brought up around that too. So at 28, me and my missus start arguing over stress with finances, and I started getting ill with my stomach and started realizing. So I started to go and research and find different ways. And that's when I found personal development. I was exposed to this industry around 7 years ago. I've been involved for 5 years and 2 months. And when I saw Mr. Holton Bugs, I just knew that I resonated with this person. I wanted to be like this person. I wanted to follow him. I wanted to do everything he said. And I knew with football, tell me what to do. If I make the mistake once, I won't make it again. Tell me what to do next time. And I started to learn the skills and understand this industry. Okay. And it was kind of like being at 8 years old again, where I started having to learn and make mistakes. And then so I started learning about, and here's an important one for all of you guys. Okay. How many can relate with this? Kobe Bryant. 8 weeks ago today, Kobe Bryant passed away. And I know, Michael Jex, if you're watching here, I know how much this means to you. So I see it on your stories all the time, and it means so much to many other people. And I used to share his videos with our team members to inspire them, okay? Because I was addicted to knowing, why is Kobe Bryant the best? Why is Michael Phelps the most decorated athlete or Olympian? How did Jack Ma create Alibaba? How did Steve Jobs get to where he was? How did Alex Ferguson, Pep Guardiola, and even now in American football, watching all these top coaches, Brady, how are these people becoming the best of the best? And I realized Will Smith and all these other actors, they're all doing the same thing. They're all doing the same thing. They're doing more than everybody else, but they're the ones that fail the fastest. They lose the most at the quickest. And this is what most people are scared of. And this is what I want you to take away from this call today. This is the goal for the end of this call, is that I want you to fail and fail fast. And I want you to enjoy doing it. Go and look at the people that have missed the most shots in NBA. Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, okay? Why? Because they weren't scared of messing up. And every time they did, they learned from their mistakes every time. Michael Phelps, 5 years, 365 days a year, never took one day off. Go and look at the videos of him gold, milliseconds, the difference between gold and silver. But that's the difference that it made to make him be the best ever. And I want you guys to understand this, because I've studied these guys. I've understood that you have to learn how to lose quick. And it's the same in any industry. In this industry that we're in now, whether you're in iBoomerang or not, I just want you to take these golden nuggets. Go and fail. If it's diet that you're trying to figure out, change your diet quick. Get rid of things that you know you shouldn't be having. I heard a great saying: if you want to win the battle of the island, burn the ship so you can't go back. So right now you can do a good deed. Maybe give those sweets or something to somebody out there that needs them, especially in the current climate we're in right now, if you want to make that difference. Now, for me, it's all about understanding the mindset, okay? If you can be crazy enough. I watched it. Please don't judge me on this, guys, okay? I watched a film. Me and a good friend of mine, one of the dads at the school, there was two choices of a film at the cinema. One we'd already seen, and the other one was a chick flick, okay? It was called Feel Pretty, I think it was called. So don't judge me on this, guys, and I can see many of you on the Instagram as well, and the Facebook. And this film, me and another gentleman, we walk in, and it was all women sat there. Even some of the old ladies said, "Are you in the right film?" And we're like, I'm kind of like, yeah, we actually bought for this film. And we've gone in and we sat down, and I try and take information from everywhere. And I started watching this film, and I was like, by the end of it was a great film, I have to say. But by the end of the film, I learned something there that I wanted people to understand. And the actual storyline of it is exactly the same as the process that we're all going through, okay? And what do I mean by that? This woman, she doesn't feel pretty. She doesn't feel like her body's nice. And she doesn't have any confidence. She doesn't have a boyfriend. She doesn't have anything, okay? And she hates her job. And she goes on a bicycle, and she slips and she bashes her head. And they take her into the changing room, and she stands up and she looks in the mirror, and something in her head made her see something totally different. And now she was like, oh my good God. How many of you have seen this film? Oh my good God, look at my abs. Don't I look beautiful? Oh my God, look at my hair. Look at my face. I'm beautiful. She didn't look any different, by the way. But her mind was telling her this. So now she went out on the street and she started seeing different things. And the men that are carrying the work, the construction, are whistling each other to bring it back. And she believes that they're whistling at her because she looks so beautiful. And all of a sudden, do you know what happens? She gets a better job. She gets a new boyfriend. She starts having more success. And I watched this film, and I'm sat there thinking, oh my God, this is embarrassing. I'm like, oh my God, this is a life lesson for anybody. And I want people to understand this. Think about people like Muhammad Ali. Before he even stepped in a ring, he believed he was the best. And from that, he believed it so much that all the other people in the ring were scared of him because they believed it too. And you know what? He wasn't the only person that believed it. His entire corner believed he was the best. And that's why Muhammad Ali had the success he had. And that's why all these other people are having the success they have, because they believe in their head already. And if you can be like this person, I know you may be in the industry and you may go out there and you may not have made any money yet. You've only made a small amount. But if you go out and you speak to people and you believe that you're going to make that income, maybe you want to make 20,000 a month. I don't know what it is. But what's the difference between now and you having that? It's only a few digits or commas that have changed in your bank account. But other than that, you can train your mind to believe that you're earning that. So when you go and speak to people now, they believe in you too. And I wanted to share this with you because I've been in this industry and I'm watching so many people that I love to inspire. And I'm watching Mr. Bugs and all these other people going and telling it, and Johnny Wimbrey and Cesar Munez and Jose Luis. And I'm watching all these guys. And you know what? There's so many. I could spend 15 minutes mentioning them all. And I watch them all inspire these different people from their traits there. And it's infectious. It's absolutely infectious. But here's something I want to leave with you guys. All right. I see many people that have been in this business maybe a month, 6 months, or a year in the industry. Okay. And they maybe are in the industry and they're working and they're learning the skills, and it's not easy at the beginning. You need to learn a new skill. Okay. And then all of a sudden a diamond just pops that's only just joined the company, or an emerald or a ruby joins the company. Okay. And they judge their results on that diamond coming in. And I remember Mr. Bug saying this. He said, don't judge your chapter 1 on their chapter 10. Okay. And I understood what he meant slightly with it. But as I see more and more of these examples coming around me, I'm like, I get it. Because if you're going to judge somebody that joins now and hits the rank of diamond on your results, no. Do your research on that person. Watch how many years probably 5, 10, 15, 20 years they've been in the industry. So that 5, 10, 20 years, maybe the first 7 years, like Mr. Bugs, they didn't have success, but people look at the results now. So don't judge your chapter 1 on their chapter 10. What you want to do is learn from their chapter 1. Okay. Learn from what did they do? What mistakes did they make? What did they have to do? How many people have come up with objections or times when they found it hard? I tell you what that is. That's a test from someone in the universe saying, do you really want this? Okay, let's test them again. Do you really want this? Do you really want to be at that point like all the others? Do you want it as badly as those other people? And I can tell you now, it doesn't matter what walk of life you're from. I was not the best footballer, the slowest, the lightest. I didn't have any tricks, but I learned, make mistakes quick, learn. And there's something I educate a lot of the team members on with this is like, look, how many of you on this call were good at math? I was horrific. I'd sit there. The math formula went up. I need to see it 4 or 5 times till I get it. And when I see it, all of a sudden I get it. And the person, how annoying is it? The person, oh, I got it straight away before the teachers even explained it. Okay. Here's what you can do. Okay. You can go and learn the math formula. Now, some people's minds, like Mr. Bug says, you've got the elephant, you've got the goldfish, you've got the monkey. Some people's minds, they can get it instantly. Other people may take 5 times. But what you want to understand is that person gets it day 1, you may get it day 5. But by day 6, when the same formula goes up, you both get it at the same time. Don't judge your results on somebody else. All you want to do is keep working at your trade, whatever it may be. Okay, that's what I want to get across to you guys now. It's very, very important that you don't judge people. What did I do to learn? I went on YouTube. I did audios. I went and tried to find all the things. Mr. Bug says he's reading this book. Get the book. If I see that Tigray and Mark Cathcart put something on their social media of what they're reading or something that's there, I'm going to go and read it. If I then see that Anthony Joshua's got Think and Grow Rich on his Sun Lounger, and I was brought up around this book anyway, I'm going to go and get it and show it to other people. Hey, you need to be looking at this book. Okay. And then once you understand this, you'll realize the secrets to the success in any industry are all the same. They're all the same. The person that fails the most wins, providing they keep trying to learn. Okay. Now for you guys, here's what I'm going to leave it with. So I appreciate, I don't know what time, I think I may have gone over time here. And there's something that's really important. We are a quarter of the way in of this year. And many people right now are on lockdown, they're in isolation. Many people now are in situations that don't go and jump on them because we've just found out that Carphone Warehouse or some shop, they've all been made redundant. Everyone jump on them, get them all recruited. No, have a bit of compassion. Have a bit of understanding where their mind's at. Actually be there for them if you know them. But here's the thing right now. It's all about opportunity. It's education. Because, hey, you know what? I know what's happened with you, and I'm but look, make sure you check out what I'm doing so that in the next 2 years or 3 years, if anything like this happens again, that you understand, yeah? And it's important now that everyone's locked up. So you don't have an excuse where normally maybe you work a 9 to 5 and you don't get access to the internet to go learn. So we've done January to March right now. What have you done? I'll ask you this question, and I'm going to ask you, at an event, I'm going to say to you, what did you do in January and March that was different? What have you done in January and March that makes April, May, June, July better? That makes April, May, June, July that you have a little bit better on the skills. Mr. Bugs always says, focus on one thing first. I'll give you an example. Let's say that January to March, you felt scared to go and approach people. You felt scared to go and invite people. You didn't feel comfortable dealing with the objections, okay? So what if I said to you this? I challenge you this now. April, May, and June, go and learn what it is you want to learn. If you don't know how to invite, go on YouTube, study Mr. Bugs, study. Ask Cesar Munez, how do you invite? Then ask Super E, then ask Amy Seaver, how do you invite? And then start to learn the invite process and do it repetitively. And then eventually you feel confident inviting. And then you don't know how to deal with an objection when someone says, I don't know if I have the time. So I asked Cesar that question. And on a call the other night, I asked Mr. Bugs that question. And we ask all the people and we find out. And then we go on YouTube and I go study on YouTube, objection handling, Eric Worre. And I start learning that skill. And then eventually, imagine this now. Imagine from January to March, you'd learned those skills, how much more confident and better you'll be today. And that may be in this industry. That may be your diet. That may be you want to quit smoking. I have no idea what it is, but I'm challenging you right now, everybody on this call. You can achieve whatever your mind believes, okay? And if you're around the same successful mindsets, I'm telling you now, you can do it. Follow the leadership in this company. Every single thing. If the new presentation slides come out, I got them. I made the mistake straight away. I watched Amy Seaver. I watched Mike Healy. I watched Mr. Bugs. I watched Luis Ventura, even though I don't understand Spanish all the time. I'm trying. And I followed these guys and I understood exactly how to quickly learn it so that I can go and present it as well. Do the same thing, guys. And with that, look, at 12 p.m., we've got an amazing speech. I'm super jealous. I'm 37. Jayla Pippins is going to be doing the presentation online, okay? I want you all to plug into it, feed off this millennials energy.